Speaker of Parliament Bakela Mbete had to adjourn Parliament twice today in the face of chaos.
This before President Jacob Zuma could answer oral questions in the National Assembly.
Presidential question time got off to a rocky start in the National Assembly, forcing the Speaker to suspend the House briefly. This after EFF MP Makoti Kaula rose on a point of order on Nkandla, just as President Zuma was getting ready to respond to the first question on the order paper. Then there was heckling between EFF MPs led by Julius Malema and ANC Chief Whip Stone Sizani.
You can't tell me to sit down. I tell you. You can't tell me to sit down. I tell you to sit down. I will never sit down. I don't take instructions from you.
The Speaker had her hands full trying to restore order in the House. She was forced to adjourn the House.
I will briefly suspend the business for purposes of asking the whips to meet in the Secretary's office.
After more than an hour, the Speaker asked party chief whips to report back to the House.
All parties agreed that we are going to continue with the proceedings of today, except for the EFF because they have their own demands. So the others are in agreement. The EFF want the President to apologize. They also want that peace deal they had with the Deputy President to be continued. So also another pending issue is the issue of Nkandla.
We as members of Parliament must protect and defend this institution. We must use this House to continue to hold President Jacob Zuma and his executive to account.
We all agreed that the business of today should be questions to the President. We are here as the IFP to ensure that we ask follow-up questions to the President. The business of the House must proceed on the basis of today's order paper as printed.
We cannot complain and say that the President does not come to Parliament to answer questions if we do not give him the opportunity to do so. We must do so.
We do object to being held to ransom by one party. We do object to the attack on multi-party democracy coming from one party in the opposition.
His Excellency the President is here in terms of Rule 111 and also to fulfill his constitutional obligation to account to this Parliament where the executive must account. As an NFP, we feel that for this prerogative must be used for the President to account, and we'll have follow-up questions. He has got to respond to the questions that we have.
His Excellency, the President, must be allowed to do his responsibility.
The problem we have today in this House is not caused by Nkandla. It is caused by the President and the party he leads.
But the EFF stuck to its guns, insisting President Zuma address the Nkandla issue.
It looks like the ruling party is steamrolling this Parliament and using it as a rubber stamp of the executive.
That's where the Speaker drew the line.
I have exercised patience. I have implemented the rules. It's clear that there are those who will not cooperate. And at this point, I'm sure the only thing is that we direct what it is we need to do with this kind of behavior to the relevant structures of Parliament. But honorable members, it must be clear also to the public that there are those who have come to this Parliament to undermine the will of the people of South Africa.
MPs were later seen leaving the House. It's unclear when it will reconvene to allow the President to answer the questions on the order paper. Vuyani Green, SABC News, Parliament.